So we're looking at topic 2 study guide, and we already know topic 2 is adding and subtracting decimals. So at some point during this reading of all these questions, we have to think, are we adding or subtracting? So let's look at question 1. Mr. Richardson competed against Mrs. Abate in a hopping race on Selwyn's Play 60. Mrs. Abate completed her race in 21 and 900th seconds. Mr. Richardson completed his race in 21 and 9/10 seconds. Who won the race? How much faster did the winner hop? And then there's a hint down here that kind of reminds you, remember, in a race, the person with the shorter time is typically the faster person. So we need to think to ourselves, who won the race? Well, if we have 21 and 900ths compared to 21 and 9/10ths, the time that we notice is shorter is the 21 and 900ths. So Mrs. Abate's time was shorter. But how much faster was she? Well, we would have to subtract. So we'll take the slower time and subtract it from the longer time. So we have 0, take away 9. We can't do that. So we're going to borrow, and that'll become an 8. 10 take away 9 is 1. 8 take away 0 is 8. Remember, when we're adding or subtracting, we have to bring our decimals straight down. 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we don't need all those extra digits, so we know that the answer has to be 0 and 81/100th seconds. So let's go ahead and move that down. So Mrs. Abate won by 81 seconds, or Mrs. Abate won by 0 and 81/100th of a second. Logically, if you think to yourself about this 81 seconds here, she finished her race in 21 seconds. So there's no way she beat Mr. Richardson by 81 seconds unless his time is like 102 seconds. But he finished in 21 seconds and 9/10. So we know Mrs. Abate won by 81/100th seconds. Moving on to number 2. Don't go by A, B, C, or D. I don't know if the question's answers are shuffled. So just make sure you're clicking in Mrs. Abate won by 81/100th seconds. Number 2. Mr. Lin drank 2 bottles of boogers this morning. The first bottle held 23.5 ounces of boogers. The other bottle held 9 and 75/100th ounces of boogers. He wants to drink at least 40 ounces of boogers by the end of the day. How many more ounces of boogers does Mr. Lin need to drink to meet his goal? Then there's a little hint down here that says this is a multi-step problem. Take your time. So if Mr. Lin wants to drink at least 40 ounces, he needs to find out how many ounces he's already drank. Well, if he drank a bottle that was 23 and 5/10 ounces, and then he drank another bottle that had 9 and 75/100ths, remember, we're lining these up by their decimal point or the place values, and then we're going to fill in the zeros. If he adds those two, it'll tell him how much he already drank. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. We're going to regroup 10 of those tenths to make one whole. Bring your decimal down. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. We're going to regroup 10 ones to make 1 10. 1 plus 2 is 3. So far, Mr. Lin has drank 33 and 25/100th seconds. Sorry, boogers, not seconds. He wants to drink at least 40 ounces, so I'm now going to subtract. I'm going to take 40, and I'm going to subtract out 33 and 25/100ths. Remember, in a whole number, our decimals at the end, all the way to the right, and then we can fill in those zeros. Remember, now these zeros all want to borrow, but none of them actually can because they're all 0. But this 0 can actually borrow from that 4. And now this 0 can borrow from that 10. And now this 0 can borrow from the next 10. So now we have 10 take away 5, which is 5. 9 take away 2, which is 2. Sorry, it is not 2. I haven't finished my coffee today. 9 take away 2 is 7. Bring down your decimal. 9 take away 3 is 6. So Mr. Lin needs to drink 6 7/75 ounces more of boogers. So we're going to make sure we click in the one that says 6 7/75 ounces of boogers, or 6.75. Let's move on to number 3. Miss K has 4 boxes of Pop-Tarts in her cart that each weigh 1 59/100 pounds. She plans on giving these to Mr. Lin because he loves Pop-Tarts. I feel like Miss K has an unhealthy obsession with Mr. Lin since so many questions are about Mr. Lin. Estimate the total weight of the boxes of Pop-Tarts to the nearest tenth of a pound. Now, estimate means we need to round before we do any math. Otherwise, it defeats the entire purpose of estimating. So we have to estimate the weight of these Pop-Tarts. Well, if I know one thing of Pop-Tarts is 1 59/100, they want us to estimate to the nearest tenth. So that means I'm looking at this 5 and I'm looking at the neighbor. It's the same as those rules that we followed before. If it's 5 and above, we add 1. If it's 4 and below, we add none. Well, this is 5 and above, so we know that this is going to become a 6. Everything to the right is going to change to a 0, and everything to the left is going to stay the same. So we know that each box of Pop-Tart weighs at least about 1 60/100 pounds. And if there are 4 of those boxes, I'm going to add that number 4 times. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. We didn't actually need those zeros. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Well, 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 6 more is 18. Plus 6 more is 24. So we're going to put our 4 there. We're going to regroup 20 of those tenths to make 2 wholes. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is going to be 6. So altogether, she's giving Mr. Lin 6 40/100 pounds. Like I said before, we don't actually need the 0 because it's a placeholder since there's nothing after it. So 6 4/10 pounds. So we can say 6 4/10 pounds. Or 6.4 if that helps you figure it out which one. Number 4. Each month, Ms. Bailey pays $49.99 for unlimited texts and calls. There is a new wireless company offering monthly plans for $32.49, unlimited text, plus an additional $3.99 for unlimited calls. If Ms. Bailey switches plans, how much money would she save each month? Well, I need to first find out how much she's paying already then. Well, I know how much she's paying already. She's paying $49.99. Well, if she switches, I need to find out the new cost. And I know it's $32.49 and $3.99 because she gets unlimited text and calls, so I assume she would want to keep her unlimited text and unlimited calls. So $32.49 plus $3.99 is going to help us figure that out. 9 plus 9 is 18. Regroup the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10 plus 4 more. 14. Regroup the 1. Bring down your decimal. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. 3 plus nothing is 3. So she would spend $36.48 if she goes to the new plan. Well, I have $49.99 as her current plan. I want to find out how much money she would save. So let's go ahead and subtract out the new cost from the old cost. 9 minus 8 is 1. 9 minus 4 is 5. Bring down your decimal. 9 minus 6 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So if she switches plans, she would save $13.51 each month. So make sure you go ahead and choose the one that says $13.51. Let's move on to number 5. Mr. Richardson has $20 to use for school supplies. He wants to buy a binder for $4.99, a pack of crayons for 99 cents, and 2 sticks of glue for $3.99 each. How much change should he receive after he pays for his supplies? I'm going to be smart about the way I solve this one. I know that $4.99 is about $5. So I'm going to write $5 because that's adding 1 cent. I know a pack of crayons is about $1. I know 1 stick of glue is about $4, so I'm going to write down $4 twice. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he is spending about $14. We're going to take $14 away from 20. So $6. We are at $6. Now you need to think. Wait, I did that too early. Nah, it should be fine. Over here, we added 1 cent. 1 cent. 1 cent. 1 cent. How much change should he... Actually, I am going to confuse you with what we're about to do. Let me erase that. Let's start over. We spent $14, but we added 1 cent to each of those. So at the end of this, we need to take 4 cents away from our answer. So if we take 4 cents away from $14, that puts us at $13.96. That is how much we spent. So now we can find the change. And we're going to solve that by subtracting it out of 20. And then I'm just being lazy now because we're running out of time and I need to move on. $6.04. So number 5 is $6.04. Oh my gosh, we are only on number 5. Miss K weighed 3 llamas. The first llama weighed 94.5 pounds. The second llama weighed 91.25 pounds. And the third llama weighed 84.75 pounds. What was the total weight of the 3 llamas altogether? We're going to add all 3 of these. 94.5 plus 91.25 plus 84.75. I can't write as fast. Nothing. 0 plus 5 plus 5 is 10. Regroup. 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 2 more is 8. Plus 7 more is 15. Regroup the 1. Bring down your decimal. 1 plus 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Regroup. 9, 18, 27. 270 and 5 tenths. Moving on. Number 7. Mr. Lin filled 10 3-liter bottles with orange soda. He drank 19.58 liters of orange soda. How many liters of orange soda does he have left? Well, he filled 10 3-liter bottles. So if he's filling 10 3-liter bottles, that's 10 times 3 because he has 10 bottles that are each 3 liters. So he filled 30 liters. And then he drank 19 and 58 liters. So he's going to subtract that out because we want to find out how much he has left. We can do, we're being lazy again. 9, 9, 10, 2. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 4. Bring down your decimal. 9 minus 9 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. So he has 10 and 42 liters left. 10 and 42 hundredths. Moving on. Miss K and Mrs. Abate made 2 kinds of lemonade for their friends to enjoy at a party after the celebration. They had 6 and 8/10 liters of booger-flavored pink lemonade left over and 10 and 2/10 liters of barf-flavored yellow lemonade left over. About how many more liters of pink lemonade were left over than yellow lemonade? Round to the nearest liter. When they say the nearest liter, they're talking about the nearest whole unit. So we're rounding to the nearest ones place. Because when we say the whole, we say ones. So we're looking at 6.8. The ones place is at 6. Look at the neighbor. It's 9 and above. So that means the 6 is going to add 1. Everything to the right becomes 0. Everything to the left stays the same. The other number is a 10.2. The ones place is that 0. Look at the neighbor. That is 4 and below. So we're going to add none. So everything to the right turns to a 0. Everything to the left stays the same. So it is 7 compared to 10. About how many more liters of pink lemonade were left over than yellow. So we're going to do... This question is wrong. It should be the other way around. It's about how many more liters of yellow lemonade were left over than pink lemonade. So we're going to do 10 minus 7, which is going to be 3. The answer is 3. 3. Christiane McFry bought a slingshot for $5.89 and a giant football for $177.35. How much did he pay altogether? We're adding. Five plus 9 is 14. Regroup. 8 plus 3 plus 1 is 12. Regroup. Bring down your decimal. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 1 more is 13. Regroup. 7 plus 1 is 8. 1 plus nothing is 1. $183.24. Christiane got ripped off on that giant football. 180. You would type in 183.24. Number 10. The models below are shaded to represent two different decimal numbers. What is the sum of these shaded numbers? I noticed here that this entire piece is shaded in. So that tells me that's one whole thing that's shaded in. And then this part right here is 1 part out of 10. So that tells me this is 1/10. So I know the left side is 1 and 1/10. Now it says plus. Well, here are 2 holes that are shaded in. So that means 2. And then I see here that this is just part of 1, 2 and 4 parts out of 10. So 2 and 4/10. So 2.4. So I'm adding 1 and 1/10 plus 2 and 4/10, which is 5, 3 and 5/10. So number 10 is 3.5. Number 11, Miss Bailey had $40 in her pocket. She bought a pack of hair scrunchies for $12.95 and a Beanie Babies stuffed animal for $17.25. How much money does she have left? $12.95 plus $17.25 is going to tell us how much she spent. And then we're going to subtract that from $40. So $40 take away $30.20. We're going to be lazy. I don't know why I borrowed, actually. Hold on. Sorry about that. Don't borrow. $40. Really, that was my mistake. We always want to check. 0 minus 0 is 0. We don't have to borrow there. 0 minus 2, now we have to borrow. 0 minus 2 is 8. Bring down your decimal. 9 minus 0 is 9. 3 minus 3 is 0. So she gets $9.80 left. Ooh, what just happened? Okay. Ooh. A baby llama weighs 25.6 pounds and a large llama weighs 245.45 kilograms. How much more does the large llama weigh than the small llama? There is a typo in this question because we cannot have two different units to solve, and we've never taught you guys unit conversion yet. So we're going to assume one of these is supposed to be pounds or the other one is supposed to be kilograms, and we're actually just going to subtract them. But normally, if your units are different like this, you would not solve this question. 245.45 minus 25.6. We're going to fill in our zeros and subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 4 minus 6, can't do it, borrow. 14 minus 6 is 8, bring down your decimal. 4 minus 5, can't do it, borrow. 14 minus 5 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus nothing is 2. 219 and 85 hundredths. That is going to be our answer for number 12. 219.85. Number 13. Solve 65.5. Take away 22.75. We're just going to write that out. Line it up by the decimal. And then hit subtract. 0 minus 5. Can't do it. Borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 7. Can't do it. Borrow. 14 minus 7 is 7. Bring down your decimal. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Your answer is going to be 42.75. Number 14. Bob Ross used this cube to represent one hole. He built the number below using base 10 blocks. So if we know that that big block above was one hole, and it takes 10 of these to make that one hole, this is 1/10. This is 1/10. This is 1/10. So that means we have 3/10 so far. It takes 100 of these to make that big block at the top. So we have 3/10 plus 5 hundredths plus these, and we know it takes 1,000 of these tiny cubes to make that big block. So these are thousands. So plus 4 thousandths. Let me erase that plus sign and put it in the correct place. We have 0 and 354 thousandths. Bob Ross's friend Sally took 226 thousandths away from his number. So what is his number after she takes away 226 thousandths? 14 take away 6 is 8. We had to borrow for that. So that's why this is a 4 now. 4 take away 2 is 2. 3 take away 2 is 1. Bring down your decimal. 0 take away 0 is 0. Yes. Last one. In which number is the value of this digit 6 1/10 the value of the digit 6 in 397 and 36 hundredths? The value of the digit 6 in 397 and 36 hundredths, this 6 right here, is 6 hundredth. We're looking for a number where the digit 6 is 1/10 of that. So it's even smaller. So the next digit 6 that we can get that's smaller is in the 6 thousandths. So which of these has a 6 in the thousandths place? Well, this is the tenths. This is ones. This is the hundredths. This one is the thousandths. So number 15 is going to be 28 and 126 thousandths.